Hello everyone and welcome back to Eat Sleep Reef. Today we're going to be taking a look at the MP-10. So if you guys seen, I already made one video showing the open box, and after thinking it through I was like, you know what, I might as well just do a setup video on how to install it on the tank. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to enjoy it, so I hope you guys do, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this whole ride of installing this MP-10 on my JBJ 45-gallon aquarium. So here we have everything laid out, starting out with the controller and as well as the motor here. Like I mentioned in the other videos, you can't disconnect that unless you disassemble the whole thing, which we're not doing. So those two are always connected. You have your power supply there, your main power cord here. This is where it's going to go to your wall, and the opposite end is going to go into the power supply right there. And this connector here is going to go to your control unit right here. The other connector, for you guys wondering, is for a battery backup, which I'm going to be covering that in a future video. I have actually already made one, but I'm saving it for a future video. It's actually a DIY one, so I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. And lastly, the last thing you're going to need is the wet side or the propeller side here. And one more thing that I am forgetting that I'm going to go get here before we continue. You're going to need the zip ties, Velcro. It's given in a little baggie that comes with it. Let me go get that right now so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so in the little bag, you have this right here. You have the whole warning thing. There's a little rubber spacer that you have to use if your tank thickness falls within that. Mine is 10 millimeters, so I don't need to be using that spacer. But be sure to read the manual, guys, because it's very, very important, that little rubber spacer they give you. So here's the Velcro supplied. I think they give you 2 strips of it. You're only gonna need one of them. Right here, I'm gonna show you guys how we install that. You're gonna need a zip tie, which also they provide to you. And then lastly, you're gonna need one of these mounts right here. And like I said, that you get a total of 4. You can use one to hold the pump and then the rest kind of to just route the wires. I'm gonna show you guys how to use those a little bit later. And a quick tip I wanna mention, guys, when I first tried, not this pump here specifically, but one that I did for the review, I didn't use these mounts. So my tank is 10 millimeters, so it's right on the border of the biggest thickness you can have to use the MP-10. So what ended up happening, I had this thing on the glass and I walked out of the room and I heard this huge thump. I was like, holy crap, I think my tank just cracked or like something broke. So there I come running and I'm like, wait, what the heck happened? Well, what happened, this thing ended up, obviously when this fell, it is magnetized. Be careful when you put them together, guys, as far as your fingers. That's why I'm doing this. But this is magnetized, so when this fell off, guess what happened to this? This fell right on top of my coral. This one thumped the floor really loud, and I was like, holy crap, I hope I didn't, 1, kill the coral that this thing fell on, and 2, I hope I didn't damage this. So I'll be showing you guys when I install it on the glass exactly what I mean by that. But you do want to have one of these mounts, you know, very close to here mounted, so if it does, you know, demagnetize, not demagnetize, but if it does, you know, if you bang this accidentally or you take it off for maintenance, if this thing doesn't come flying off, because that's another thing. You may forget when you have to do maintenance on this pump, you're like, you know what, let me just move it. But as soon as you move it, this whole back end's gonna fall off. So that's why you want these little mounts zip tied on there so that does not happen. So let's get you guys over to the tank and show you guys how we're gonna install it. Okay, so for you guys that watch my videos, I do have an AquariClip filter. But the only reason I'm not using the filter right now is because I'm not only taking a video of the tank, also I'm doing the surrounding area, which is gonna make everything else look yellow, which is why I'm not using the clip today. Because obviously it is a yellow filter. So the first thing you wanna do, I actually did this, I got a little bit too excited, so I got a little bit ahead of myself, is you wanna install the little zip tie bracket mounts that I was talking about earlier. You wanna put that kind of where you're gonna have your pump. I'm gonna have my pump right here. So you can see it's only, you know, about 2-3 inches away from it. And that's where I'm gonna have that. So what you can do, you can actually go ahead and zip tie this bad boy on there right now. And what I would do, I'm gonna set the controller here on the ground. We're gonna get the Velcro here in a little bit, but for right now, I'm gonna set it down on the ground. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab my zip tie, I'm gonna run it through both of the holes here. Okay, I have it there. Now when I do tighten it, I don't wanna tighten it fully up. Why? Because I'm still gonna wanna adjust the height of it. I don't know exactly how high I'm gonna want it, but I still wanna adjust it. So we're gonna kind of hang it. I'm gonna get the zip tie. And then remember guys, you don't want to tighten it all the way down. Let me kind of eyeball it. Being an MP-10 and not being the Jager you can run very close to the top. The MP-10 you cannot do that, so I would say go about, I don't know, maybe 3 inches, 3-4 inches off from the surface. If you're running it at a very low speed, you probably can get away with running it closer. But for me, and right now, I'm gonna run it right about this height right here. So make sure that's as centered as I can get it. Okay. And remember, we don't want to tighten the zip tie fully because I still want to be able to adjust it either up or down. Once I'm happy with where it's going to be, I can, fully tighten it and not be worried about that. So I think for me, for today, we're going to run it at about this height. I would say that's about 4 or 5 inches off of the surface. So what I'm going to go do now is go grab the wet side. I'm going to bring it over and attach it, and then we're going to continue the installation. Okay, so here is the wet side. One thing, guys, to keep in consideration, you never ever want to put the dry side or motor side in water. You do not want to do that. It is not waterproof, and you will 100% damage it. So be very careful, and you never want this inside the water. Now this is obviously made for the water, so this, you just simply place it right up against it. Now, when you do install this, I'm gonna mention it again later, but when you do start running this, you're gonna notice you're gonna have to adjust this. Because this is there is magnets in here and in here, and they have to be just right, so if you notice excess noise with your system, you may have to tune it either a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, maybe 180 degrees, or whatever, until you get pretty much very little sound out of it. Because I did notice, not on this specific model, but on other ones when I was testing it, I had to kind of tune it, and I think it also mentions it in the manual, but just to give you guys a heads up. So what I'm gonna do now is simply just stick my hand in the tank, kind of align it where it needs to be, and go from there. What I'm doing right now is kind of working out all the little bubbles behind it, and I'm happy where it is right there. So let me quickly dry my hands here on the towel. Now guys, while we're doing all this, we don't want it powered on. I think that's pretty obvious, but you do not want it powered on. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm very happy with that is, I'm not gonna clean up any of the wiring right now, because I don't know if this is exactly where I'm gonna want it as the final position. But later, obviously, eventually, I'm gonna route this all really nicely and make it look really nice and clean. So right now what I'm gonna do, we're probably gonna mount the controller right now where it's gonna be. I think I'm gonna mount the controller right on the side of the tank. Not that it really matters to me on the side of the tank, because I'm gonna be using the Reef link. So I may actually mount it inside the cabinet. But that's actually something I'm gonna have to decide now, because if I mount it inside of the cabinet, I need to remove this, which means I'm gonna have to remove the zip tie. See, this is kind of why you gotta think it through. Because I don't think the back of my cabinet, I don't think the cutout is enough to fit this whole controller. Now, if you aren't using the Reef link, you can easily mount this on the side of your cabinet, either right here, on the back wall, anything to give you easy access. But since I am using the Reef link, I don't really need easy access of this. I'd rather have it hidden away so I don't see it. But our next step is going to be mounting this, and I'm going to show you guys once I decide on my final location. All right, so I grabbed the Velcro. You can see here, I've already mounted it on one side. You can see I always typically do the fuzzy side on what I call the device, which in this case is here. And on what's gonna be permanent, the mounting location, I always use the hook side on that. That's just my technique. You don't have to do it like that, but it's always been my practice. You can do it either way you want. So what I did, I mounted it first on the controller, and then I haven't mounted it here. And kind of what I decided as far as mounting, I don't have my position finalized. So what I'm gonna do for today just for the ease of the video, you know, I'm gonna probably end up changing this later, mounting it a lot more cleaner. But for the ease of the video, and also to make it easy to see, because that's another thing I said while I was doing this. I was like, wait, if I mount it really nice and all hidden away, it's gonna be very difficult to do the video because you guys aren't gonna see me plugging stuff in. So for the purpose of the video, let's keep it nice and simple. We're gonna mount it here on the left side of the tank, which is actually black. It looks very, very nice here. And I'm probably gonna end up moving it later, but I don't know yet. Well, to do that, I've already cleaned the surface here, the mounting surface. You want to remove the double-sided heat or the protective. You kind of want to line it up so it's somewhat, you know, even and square. Doesn't need to be perfect, but you want it as perfect as you can make it. So we got that mounted here. You can see I can press the buttons, I can change the knob. Later I'm going to clean up the wiring. That's going to be for sure. I'm not going to do it for the video, but I'll probably get more of these zip tie routers, I'm going to call them, and put them all here alongside the tank. Probably put one here, and route all the wires coming out to the side. Or actually, you know what, that even worked too. I can route them off just like that. Look at that. And I'm going to hide these all behind the tank so you're not going to see any of that. So what you want to grab now, and I have here, is your power supply. So this bad boy, you want to undo these little twisty thingies, I'm going to call them. So this is going to be the power that goes to your controller. And this here is what's going to power the power supply and obviously the controller ultimately. So we're going to undo the little twisty thingies. And while we have everything here in our hand, we want to plug it all in. Okay, so all I have to do now is go in my cabinet, plug in power. I'm going to route this side of it through the back of my tank, through the back of the cabinet, and then what I'm gonna do is come around and plug it in right through here, and then we'll show you guys here quickly how it is fully plugged up. All right, so I got the cord here coming out of the back. I'm gonna unmount the MP-10 just to kind of show you guys, or the controller, to show you guys. So it goes in the middle one. Obviously it wouldn't fit in the small one, so there's kind of only one way, or one position it can go in, and it's only that one, because like I said, that's for your battery backup and it won't fit. So you wanna plug that in. I don't have power on my power supply yet, so I'm going to turn that on right now so power comes through it. Before we do that, I'm going to mount it back where it was, and then I'm going to verify everything. I got my zip tie there, I got this mounted. I'm going to make sure everything is kind of how it needs to be, so when I apply power to it, there's nothing crazy going on. You know, I'm very happy how it's coming out so far. So right now what we're going to do, we're going to apply power to it, and then we're going to see exactly how we get this bad boy running. All right, so let's apply power to it right now. I'm going to turn on the switch. Okay, we see it lighting up. Okay, so it looks like it starts green. I believe it's constant mode. And it looks to start at 50%. You can see there. One thing I do want to make you guys aware, when you first turn on your pump and when you're running it, you're going to notice it's a lot, or not a lot, but it's louder than you probably anticipate. That's actually very normal. These pumps do need a break-in period, so don't be surprised if it is louder than you thought it was going to be, because like I said, it does need a break-in period of about 1 to 2 weeks. So that's just the pump and the whole mechanism and needing to break in. So another thing you can test is while it's running, I'm actually going to do right now, is you can try rotating the wet side while you're grabbing onto the dry side to see if you can reduce that noise, and that's actually what I'm going to be doing right now. So I'm noticing no noise change as I rotate it. Okay. So yeah, I noticed very small noise change as I rotated it. It was actually a little bit more effective to rotate the dry side just a hair. You can see I kind of rotated just a hair counterclockwise there, and that seemed to alleviate a little bit of the sound I had, but I'm actually very happy with it. The next thing I am going to do, so it's not blasting my corals, is I'm going to bring the speed down right there. And what we're going to do now, I'm not going to get into the programming of this pump through the manual controls here. What I'm going to do right now is take you guys over to my laptop, and I'm going to show you guys how we connect this to the Reef link and get it fully integrated to the Reef link. All right, so we're here on my computer, and I actually didn't see much on the manual on how to connect it to the EcoSmart Live. So I'm kind of just gonna wing it here. If it doesn't work, you guys are gonna see kind of what I do to get it to work, but let's wing it. It should be pretty simple. So what we want to do is go up to devices. This is my current light schedule. You can see it's not connected because there's no Vortech. The Vortech tab isn't enabled here, so I can't connect it. Or it's not connected, sorry. So we want to go to devices here. Okay, maybe not. That should be under devices. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's under devices. So you can see the only device it's recognized is obviously my XR15W G4 Pro lights, which I have connected to that, so that's okay. Update EcoSmart Vortex. I don't know, I think we're gonna go on add device wirelessly. Okay, it's searching. It found two things. Okay, there, that's perfect. Actually, you guys saw it was really simple. So it found the pump. It's unnamed right now, and the serial number of it is right there. So you press that, it turns blue, and you can see this starts flashing where it says add here. So we're gonna press add here. So now it's redirecting it into the tank, and there we go. It's already added. As you can see, it was actually that simple. Update EcoSmart Vortex. Huh. Update the following meant to upgrade for saying eco. This wizard is not intended for use with quiet dry. Oh, okay, so we don't want to do this. Good thing I'm showing you guys this in video because you can see what you don't want to do. So, okay, I guess we need to sign in all over again. So let me sign in. Perfect, there we go. I can see the Vortech tab up here. So let's program it exactly how we want it. So let's make this menu a little bit bigger. Right now it's on constant mode, and then reef crest, and then tidal swell, and then lagoon, and then constant. So that's not at all what I want. I guess I can do constant speed from midnight, or wait, from 10:30 start time. From 10:30 we can do that. So from 10:30 all the way to shoot, let me see here. I think that's 10 o'clock. So save. 12. Oh, okay. So from when my lights shut off up until they come on at 10 a.m. again, it's gonna be constant mode. And I'll probably just do constant, like, we'll start it at 10% and then increase it if I need to. And we'll change this one too to be constant at 10. And I'll change that as I see the corals. I'd rather it be too low than too high. So after that, all I'm gonna want is a short pulse. Okay, and I want to delete that one. And then I want this to be short pulse. And I want to delete that one. And I want this to be deleted. Oh, I could have done that from the beginning. Just delete it and it overrides the whole thing. So I'm thinking if I delete this, will it... Okay, perfect. There we go. So short pulse. So one thing I really like when you buy the Reef Link, you can see here, you can control it like ridiculously. You have full control of this thing. The pulse, you can see here in seconds, start time, duration, if you want it all day. I mean, it's just crazy. Look at here, I can choose all the different modes I want. I can save a preset. If I like this preset and my corals are responding beautifully to this preset, I can save it. I can delete the preset. I can do so many things. I can choose from any save presets. Oh shoot, this was from last time. Yeah, this preset was from last time when I first reviewed the MP-10. So let me hook it up. Yep, sure enough, look at that. Look at that. It actually saved the preset from, this was like a few months ago. So what I do, I want to use that preset because I really, really liked it. So I'm going to press save. And you can see there, it's already set up. It's going to be in constant mode when the lights are off. When the lights come on, we're going to be in short pulse mode. Obviously, I have a lot of testing to do. You know, maybe I'm going to want gyre mode. Maybe I'm going to want tidal swell, reef crest, lagoon. I don't know at this point. I haven't owned it for long enough. One thing I will tell you guys is I absolutely did love the short pulse mode with 45% running on my 45 JBJ rimless. It did great. I'm obviously running it with the gyre together, but I noticed I had really nice results here. So that's going to be pretty much it, guys, for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching me install this. I wasn't going to do the video, but then I said, you know what, maybe people will enjoy it. If you guys did enjoy it, be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed and I earned your subscription with this or any other video that I made, be sure to subscribe. If you are subscribed, be sure to hit that notification bell, guys, on the top, so you get notifications as soon as a new video comes up. And be sure to check me out on Instagram, guys. I'm very active on there, always posting, putting great content out there, and just another great place for you guys to support me and everything I do. So that's going to be it for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you found it useful. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Till next time.